Hey everyone, Wildcat here, and we are back. This time we're going to be playing Fire Commander. It's similar to the emergency games that came out. The first emergency one came out back in '98, and then the second one came out in like 2002. And they've done a couple more since then of the emergency. This is basically, this Fire Commander basically has kind of the same playing style, but you only play as a firefighter, and you play as a firefighter commander, so you just command your firefighters, and they're the ones that remove the people out of the buildings and take them to the ambulance and stuff, whereas with emergency you had to have your ambulance guys do that, and you had to have the police control the crowds, and sometimes even go after bad guys while you were trying to fight fires, and the emergency could get a little overwhelming on you. Whereas this one is just strictly firefighters, and like I say, kind of the same playing style. So let's go ahead and hop in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start a new game here because I want to show you, for those of you who've never played it, what you kind of start out with. Alright, so this is explanation about, kind of what's going on and stuff. I'm just going to skip through that. Obviously, being on the video, you could just pause it and read it if you really wanted to. Alright, so basically, this is our fire station, and as you can see, everything's kind of grayed out because we're just starting off, right? So, this is dispatch just telling us what we can do. Now, over here on the right side, these are story missions, but they don't come up. They'll come up later in the game after you do so many so many missions. Then the story missions start coming available. All right, so why don't we just go ahead and get started here? As you can see, we have a very small crew to start out with. Of course, again, more information just telling you about your crew. So we'll take these. Going to pick 3 people to go. I'll explain some of their stuff a little later on. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and hit the start. Now this is asking you because there's some stuff in the mission that you may not know how to do, so if you say yes to this, it'll take you to the training section and you can learn how to do the things, or you can just click skip and
Engine 101 reporting. We can see fire inside of the gas station building. We need to go inside and save people trapped in there. But we should also keep an eye on that LPG tank so that the fire doesn't reach it. Let's be very careful. The whole area can explode like a bomb if we're not fast enough.
Alright, so this is our water truck, our ambulance. So these guys don't carry hoses, they basically carry water packs on their backs, and you have to come to the water truck to fill up their pack. So as you can see, if you look over here on the right, you see this top bar represents how much water they have, the red one of course their health, and the yellow one is their stamina. So as they're doing things, they wear down, so you got to keep your eye on them if you don't want them to die. So now, as you see, right now the game's kind of paused, but it's still playing. It's just going really, really slow. So as you see, I've done this, and you can highlight all your guys at once, or you can select them individually on their picture, or you can select them individually on the map if you want as well, right? So it's kind of a couple ways you can do it. So we'll go with her first, and I'm going to tell her to come fight that fire. We'll tell him to come fight this fire, and then we'll tell this guy too to come fight this fire. Alright, so then we hit spacebar down and pause it, and you'll see they go running in. Right, and of course, the game, the fire will spread. It'll spread out to the tank will blow up, and
fire extinguished.
So they can end things on you pretty quickly. So of course this is the very first mission, which is pretty easy, as you can see. Not very hard to do this one. They do get harder. They don't stay this easy. Alright, I'm just gonna have this guy come and walk back out.
The person is getting help at the ambulance. The person is getting help at the ambulance. Mission succeeded. We are coming home.
Alright, so on this, as you see, very simple. They all get 1,000 XPs. Which is kind of nice, but in the other missions you'll notice they all won't get the same amount. It depends on what they do in the mission. Alright, so again, that was just a little more information about what you can do. So as you can see, our training room is still grayed out. Same with our garage. We don't have access to that, right? But we do get access to the social room. Right, so again, information there. I'm playing the game, I know what it says. You know, it's like you said already, you can pause the mission and read it if you want, but you know, so right now we only have one slot available to recharge a person, right? So basically it's to recharge your stamina. And then we have access now to the training area. So these are your training. I just walked you through some exercises to show you how things work, right? So because we're showing that, so we don't have those open yet. We have the 3 characters, so we can't even build them up yet. So let's go back to dispatch. So of course now we get 3 different missions we can do, right? And I believe after we do these ones, it's where it opens the stuff up. So let's go ahead and do these. I'll just start with this one over here, and we'll just run around. We'll get somebody that has no points, so we'll throw them to the mix this time. Now the other thing I should say about this is the maximum characters you could put on doing this mission. You don't have to do it with all 3. You can do it with only 2 if you want. You can do it with 1 if you wanted to, but it'd be pretty, you know, making simple missions pretty tough to do.
101 giving a situation report. We know of a few possibly unconscious people inside the warehouse building. The fire hasn't spread too much there yet, but we'll also need some units outside to prevent the fire from reaching a possibly explosive tank stationed at the railway.
Alright, so we'll come up here and we'll stick this guy on this fire. We'll put her on this fire. And then we'll come in the building, and I'm going to put him going on this one. The problem is that one will actually, believe it or not, it'll spread outside to the bushes, and then, you know, to the fuel drums, and it kind of spreads out and stuff. Alright, so, oops, let's go. So with the map, moving the map, you can use the WASD keys, and you can also move the mouse pointer to the edge, and it'll scroll the map. So that's why you see sometimes it gets a little screwy. So now, I didn't know this when I first played it, but I found out later on you can move the ambulance too.
Proceeding.
So we'll move them up in there. They don't have to go as far. Move this guy up here. Maybe over here. Not used to these guys being so slow at putting the fires out. Okay, so we'll get him going on there. This guy here is my medic, so we'll get him over here working on this guy. Uh-oh. Oh, we're gonna get you down here. Never had a fire go down there before. Okay, so the medic will do CPR on this person, which then makes them conscious, and you can walk them out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell them to go to this one. I should have told them to go to that one first.
Fire extinguished.
Alright, so now I'll tell this guy to come grab him. And I'll tell her to come grab him.
Person located.
Need to get him out.
And we'll tell him to grab him, and I'm just going to highlight all of them at the same time and say go to the ambulance. You can see they use quite a bit of their water, so as you add skills to them, their water lasts longer, they just become more efficient. That's the point I'm trying to get to, is to show the, get to the skill levels. The person was
escorted to a safe place. The person is getting help at the ambulance.
I'm fully recovered.
Okay, so who did I miss? I didn't miss anyone. What are we missing here? Oh, we still... Ah! So let's see if the fire did get outside. Alright, I'm going to tell them all to recharge. So
I'm on
over
it.
here. That sucks. That, like I said, I know it burns long enough it gets out there.
Water refilled.
And there's nothing worse
Water
than
refilled.
throwing these guys over to a fire and then they run out of water. You know, when they're standing right by the water truck, and then you got to run them back over there again. Come on, how come nobody else is coming here?
Roger that.
Oh, now we're back inside again.
Fire extinguished.
Wow, you guys. Sometimes they're really good and they'll walk
Fire
around and if
extinguished.
there's a fire and spray, they'll follow the
Mission
fires and
succeeded.
spray.
We are coming home.
And then other times they'll just stand there staring at like they're, you know, standing next to a campfire. That seems to be a popular thing with a lot of the firefighter games. They stand there and stare at it. Alright, so as you can see here, the difference in points that people got. Like you say, depending on what they do. Alright, so now we have access to the training facility, right? So you can put your characters in here and tell them to train up. Right, you know, it helps them gain, regenerate health faster and gain experience points, right? But it causes their stamina to go down, is what the thing. So we can only do one at a time. So what I'm going to do, I'll pick her because she's got the most XPs. And throw her in there so you can see what, how this kind of works, I hope. Alright, so we'll go back to dispatch and then we'll go to another one here. Let's take another one here. So, now the thing is, as you go through it, so the ones with the fires are ones that you haven't done, and the ones with check marks are ones you've done. Now, you can go back and do the ones with check marks. Right, and it's a good way for building your character up, especially when you get new ones, because you know, there's things you can do with them that you can get certain ones to get more points, or get some guys on purpose get more points than somebody else if you want to help build them up a little quicker. So we'll take this one this time, and I'll show you how we can do that. So of course, because she's in the gym working out, of course she's not available to go on a call.
I see. Reporting from Elizabeth Park, southwest entrance. The fire's already spread from the backyard to the inside. We will need to proceed with the evacuation shortly. I need everyone to watch out for the cooking oil containers in the back of the building.
Okay, so what I'll do, so on this one, first off,
On my way.
we'll put that guy there. Ugh, trying to talk about too many things at the same time here. Okay, and then I'll put the first aid guy on the door. So in this mission here, the one who knocks down all the doors will get more points than the other guys.
Obstacle has been destroyed.
So come up to here. So by the time he gets that door down, this guy should be finished with his fire.
Extinguished.
Yeah. So we'll start running him
Roger
into
that.
here.
The obstacle has been breached.
Okay, gonna bring him in here and get him sprayed on this fire, because otherwise the fire will spread to the outside again, right? That looks like it
Fire extinguished.
Yeah, and already sprayed or spread to the outside again. Okay, he got his outside. I'm gonna
Fire
tell him,
extinguished.
or did it? Okay, it didn't. All right, so I didn't tell him to
Okay.
come knock that door down. I'll tell him to knock this door down. I'm just gonna bring this guy over here.
The obstacle has been breached.
Okay, so I'm gonna let this guy here knock down the rest of the doors. As I said, the one who knocks down the most doors gets the most XPs. So it's really helpful because you can use that to build a character, especially when you get new characters, because you can redo these missions as many times as you want. Oh, you're gonna be kidding me?
Got it.
Alright, there we go.
Obstacle has been destroyed.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell him to grab him. Just so he gets
I'm
some
approaching
points,
someone.
right? Alright, ambulance. And I'll bring this one up to the ambulance. And I'd like to bring this guy just out to the sidewalk. To end it.
On it.
Oops. Come here.
The person is getting help at the ambulance. The person is getting help at the ambulance. We've succeeded. We can go back home now.
Alright, so you can see this guy here, he got 2,000 points. He's the medic, and he's the one I used to knock down those 5 doors. And as you see, he got 2,000 points. The other guy, he only fought a fire, knocked down a door, and took a person. He only gets 300. The other one put out 2 fires and took a person, and he got 900. So, you kind of see how that works. So what you can do with this is that you can... you know, the one who knocks down the most doors gets the most points. You know, so you can purposely... so now we should get another area open. Nope, not quite yet. So that way you get... you can purposely take one guy, you know, especially when you get a new recruit. We're not able to recruit people yet, but especially when you get a new recruit, then you can, you know, do that mission, and, you know, you can start getting them built up. Alright, so we still don't have access to stuff. I'm not sure how many skills we got. Okay, so now we have access to skill points, which is what I wanted. One of the things I wanted to show. So of course now this guy's got 2,843 skill points. So these are all the different things you can add them to. This guy's already got a specialty as a medic. So when you get somebody, you'll recruit people that don't have a specialty. So these are what specialties are. And then you get to choose what you want them as a specialty. I think there's 4 things you can choose from. So of course in here you assign a point, so you know, so we'll go with extinguishing fires with him. That's 1,000 points. This one's 2,000. He doesn't have enough. Okay, so as you can see, it'll take a bit to build them up, but we can tell him so he can move a little faster, right? So now you kind of get the idea. The gist. Of course, you can sign these guys however you want. It's your choice. You don't have to follow doing what I'm doing. And he doesn't even have enough to do the 2. Right. So that's the idea of that. I'll just sign these guys all there if I can, real quick here. And of course they'll go up, right? See, this one's 2,000. I think this one goes to 2,500 or something, and this one's like 3,000 XPs. So as you can see, it will take a while to build the characters up. Okay, so she's in the gym, so we can't use her. So as you can see, your stamina's come down. Right? I didn't look at what her XPs were, but this is supposed to help her XPs build up. So now, because her stamina is down, you bring her over here to the social room. Come here. Like that. And that'll build her stamina back up. Right, so. And as you upgrade your firehouse and everything, of course, all these things come unlocked, and you can have more people doing it at the same time. You get a bigger crew, and you can swap them out a lot better and stuff, right? Let's go ahead and go here, and let's go do let's go ahead and do one more of these. this. Might have to do 2 of them. So see, this is a good point because you build your characters. You might want to do that one with them a few times over. The one I showed that you open all the doors with, you go do that a few times over with one guy. And what I found when you're doing that too is you just can't go replay mission, because if you do replay, it seems to wipe out what you scored. You actually have to end it and go back to it.
We have just arrived at the Montague North office. It's a 1-story building, and from what we've seen, the fire is spreading from the back. The flames are visible both outside and inside the office. Let's proceed with the evacuation of employees.
Alright, so gonna get you going on that door. And then these guys are just gonna move up here because they have to go in through the door to get to it, right? So if you want while that guy's working, you could click on one of these, have him waiting, so that as soon as he breaks that door, you can do that and get him running in there. I'll get these 2 coming over there now.
Over here. The obstacle has been breached. On it.
Okay, so gotta try and stop this fire from spreading. That's the big ticket here. So to spin the map like this, you just hold down the center mouse button, which is the mouse wheel actually, right? Unless you have one of those fancy mouses, I guess. So I'm gonna get him to start working on the door because this fire will keep spreading in there.
Fire extinguished. Got it. The obstacle has been breached.
Oops. Actually, let's get him sprayed on this one first. Like you said, these guys will typically kind of go around and spray the fire on their own fallout once you tell them to fight the fire. But they don't always necessarily go to the right spot. Like, see, this guy spraying the wall here, I would have rather see him spraying this down here because that'll go through the wall and into the trees. And then the same with this here, right? That
Fire extinguished.
this fire will keep putting it back out through there, right? And as you can see now, these guys didn't bother moving into this fire. You have to kind of tell them to. Well, maybe tell them if it's this one. If they get in the wrong spot, you'll see the character will, this whole box in the character in the bottom here, the whole box will turn red. That means he's getting burned, and of course if he loses all his house, he's out. And
Fire
then
extinguished.
you have to put him in the recovery thing there in the fire hall. You don't have use to him until he's fully recovered. So
got it.
good thing to kind of watch. You
Person
don't want to have
located.
it happen. Alright, so we'll take these 2 up to the ambulance. I think, yeah, we got all the fires out.
Obstacle has been destroyed.
I'll grab him to the ambulance. The first time I ever done this mission, it got out into these trees and it just went wild. I had a heck of a time. I think it even got up into the trucks and was catching them on fire. And yeah, it's weird. No, it looks so easy once you know what to do, but you go to the wrong spot or put all 3 into this one room fighting this fire to save the people, and those other fires just spread like, no. They don't look like they're gonna spread, but once they start, man, they just go on you. So they all got pretty even points there. Pretty close, I should say, not even, but pretty close to the same amount of points between them. As you can see, as the missions get more challenging, they get more XPs as well. Alright, so now we can do upgrades. Right, so now doing these upgrades, these cost you the money. They don't cost you XPs, right? They cost you money to do them. We're not gonna bother with that yet. No, I don't want to. Sorry, guys. So we went over the skills, went over there. So the only thing left to do that we haven't got open is the garage, and then of course, like I said, as we go along, you'll get more of these worked on do. And of course, we still don't have the recruitment unlocked to be able to recruit people yet. So I'll go ahead and do this one more mission. Oh, before I do that, I'm gonna just go over here. I'm gonna bring her out, get her doing some stuff now too. This time, so we gotta put her back into the available list here. All right, and we'll hop in here real quick. Yeah, don't think we need the medic on this one. Probably should take a medic, but I don't really need a medic.
We're at the scene. After the initial investigation, we located the gas tank and vehicles. We need to focus on keeping the flames away from them. The fire is spreading from some wooden junk that's located on the sides of the parking lot. Right now, we shouldn't need additional units in order to contain it, but I'll inform you in case the situation changes.
Alright, so we're just gonna come over here and we're gonna say you can come fight this. This guy can come fight this one. And then you need a guy to come down here and start hitting this one right away, because this one here will spread on you real quick, especially with the fire cans in the back there. Okay, so we'll unpause it. We'll get those guys going. Did the amulets. I'm gonna bring up over here. That way the guy doesn't have to go as far for it. And then the water truck we'll bring over here. Because these guys are not, you know, they're gonna have to refill this time with water. How's this guy doing down here? Okay, he's doing all right. I need to try and get him on these barrels, because we don't want those to blow up. This is going to get over into these containers. That's just the way it goes. Okay, so we'll tell him to grab home. Her, we're going to tell her to come run over here on this. Come on.
The person is getting help at the ambulance.
Spray the barrel. Hey, that's the point. You gotta really watch on them. Okay, we'll get him here. Okay, we'll grab her. We'll get her down here to help him out. This guy's filling up. Okay, so we're gonna bring him over here and start fighting this, because it's already spread to the container, right? Now this guy. Okay, we'll tell him to come grab this guy.
Person located.
I'm gonna move him just back a bit so he's out of the way.
Fire extinguished.
We'll bring up the ambulance. I could have brought the ambulance a little closer there, but I'm gonna leave him here for now, just in case it comes back over. It shouldn't, but you never know. Oh, I kind of picked the wrong guy to walk in, eh? So that's the fire out.
The person was escorted to a safe place. Mission succeeded. We are coming home.
Okay, so now we can recruit firefighters. Alright, so these are the firefighters we get to choose from. Okay, so we don't have one of these guys, so we're gonna pay the 2,000. I'll take this one, right? You need these guys to open some steel doors and gates and stuff. Alright, so we'll take him for now. Come to the skills. What's he got for skills? See, he's already got some skills. That's why he costs $2,000. Oh no, I'm sorry. He doesn't have those. He only comes with this skill. All right, so let's take and spend another 1,000. We don't really have much money to spend, so I'll grab one of these guys for 1,000 as well. You can tell I don't play around in here much. Right, and again, it's the, so she won't have anything either, right? So, like I said, when you get them, it's a good idea to come back in here and to, go over, play some of these easier ones, build their character up, right? So now we have a story mission available. Right, so if we do this story mission, now you can see we can take up to 6 people with us. We only got 5, 2 of which don't have any skills really assigned to them, right? Other than being, this one's just a straight firefighter, and the other guy I grabbed was, oh, they took that engineer away. Oh no. They got him on the, I forgot. They will automatically throw guys in that you need. So in this case, we need the engineer on this one. That's why he's already picked. You'll get guys that can climb buildings with ropes and stuff, right? And it'll, when you need them, it'll automatically pick them. If you don't have them and they're required in the mission, then it won't let you do the mission. So, but in this case, because we can take 2, 3, 5 more guys. Oh, I guess we gotta, well, that guy's got no skill level to him as well, right? So, well, we can go ahead and try and do it. But I would definitely recommend taking those 2 new recruits that we got out and building them up with some XP points and get some of the things built. Before moving on. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start this. Might be tough to complete this one this time because, of course, we got our guys are pretty slow and